Hello everybody, welcome to a new video of Jane's Speed Shop. So we are back at V8 Techsolutions. Today we're going to do the ethanol tune. So I did not film the street tune what I did on ethanol. It was a few weeks ago. So today we're going to do a run around 80-85% ethanol and E40. And we will see what it brings. So we will see if we can hit 1000 Newton meters. I think that will be pretty easy, and we will see what we hit at the wheels. So we have everything set up, so we're going to do the first few runs. So if you're new to the channel, have a look also on my playlist and also on my website janespeedshop.com. You can also see the full playlist of this build of the S124 V8 Turbo. So we made on petrol 600 wheel horsepower and 860 Newton meters at the wheels, or at the crank. 600 horsepower at the crank and 860 Newton meters at the crank. So that was 500 wheel horsepower on 95 octane fuel. So let's go. Klinkt wel leuk zonder deurbel. Nou. 4 Newton meter eraf. Hey, kijk eens naar die Newton bij. So let's give a slight update. So we have done now 1000 Newton meters at the crank, easy. We flattened it out because that was the maximum I want to see, because I want to keep the drive line in one piece for a long time. So 1000, maybe a little bit over, maximum 1050, that's what I want to see. So that works pretty good. It's turbo spools, maximum pressure around 83,800 is max torque. We have now 705 horsepower at the crank, at just around 6,000 RPMs. The thing we're now having is we think the exhaust side is too small of the turbo, because the VE map is going a little bit down. So we think the exhaust side is too small. So my goal was in the beginning between 700 and 800 horsepower. I raised it to 800 when we made a very nice power curve on 95 octane. So we're going to check now if we're going to lean a little bit the mixture and see if the power picks up. If that is the case, then the exhaust side is the limiting factor. So we're running around 1.1 to 1.2 bar boost pressure now. So that's what we're going to check. So the thing is, if I'm now running on E80, 80% ethanol, if we go to E40, the exhaust temperatures will go up a little bit. So it's possible that it makes with this turbo, this 106 housing, that it makes more power at E40 than it does on the E80. So that's where we are at right now.
Oh shit!
So at the moment we're doing on E40, so 40% ethanol. We're doing around 1.2 bar, and the last run was 780 horsepower, 1000 Newton meters. That's limited because I don't want to have more torque on the drive line, so that's 650 horsepower at the wheels at 5,900 RPMs. So the 1000 Newton meters, it will be around 900 Newton meters at the wheels. The reason I'm doing this because it's an original transmission, original drive line. Yeah, and this is enough to run on the street with just normal street tires. So the big benefit, we're now running on E40, we're making more power. So later in this video we will explain what was the reason that we can run more power on E40 fuel mixture than on E85 or E80. So, but at the moment we just, if we see 800 horsepower, we call it a day. So we're almost there, and the car behaves still pretty good. So we will see in the next one. So if you can see, it is where it is above 900 Newton meters from 3,500 RPMs around that number to at 6,000 RPMs, it still gives 930 Newton meters. So it's an immense power curve, I think. Ja, kom met hier. Niks meer aan doen. Okay, so the dyno runs are over. Yeah. So the first runs that we did was on E80 or 80% ethanol, around that number. So that's, let's say that's the E85 tune. So the thing is, with there was enough fuel room in it, so there was nothing wrong with the fuel system. The only thing we had around 700 horsepower. It was going down, so the VE table, the values were going down. Eh?
Yeah.
So the thing with that is that the exhaust side of the turbo is getting too small, so it cannot flow more air than it was doing on this ethanol E85 tune.
Yeah, well, it will create more and more back pressure on the exhaust side,
yeah.
Which is effectively hurting the degree of filling of the engine.
Yeah. So what we tried, or what Daniel tried, is to get a little bit of fuel out of it, so let it run a little bit leaner. So it picked up 10 or 20 horsepower immediately. So that was, then we knew for sure it is the exhaust side that is giving the problems. What we hit on E80, or 80% ethanol, or the E85 tune, so it's a rounded number, is we made 705 horsepower and around 1000 Nm. So the exhaust side, so because of the ethanol content, is creating a lot of more exhaust flow, and was limiting the exhaust side of the turbo. That was the thing you noticed, eh?
Yeah.
So, and because of that, you made the mixture a little bit leaner, and we picked up power. So that was giving the fact that he was on the right position, or the right fact that that is really true, that the exhaust side is limiting now my power level. So 705 horsepower is still a lot, of course. So, but after that we put regular fuel in it, so we get to the tune of E40. So here in the Netherlands you cannot get ethanol from the pump, so you have to mix it. So so I mixed it to around 40%, and we picked up power because we made 804 horsepower and around 1000 Nm. It's a little bit more flat here because I want to keep the torque curve a little bit down, because I want to save my driveline. And of course it's a street car on street tires. So still a massive jump in power, and 800 horsepower is I had my goal a little bit on this number, because because with this boost level I know you can reach this level. I know from some people that are driving these engines or the 6 cylinders on this boost level that it was possible. So for now it is also a real learning process, that if you're going to search a turbo and you want to run it on ethanol, make sure it's
you have enough room on the exhaust side, because especially on E85 you produce a lot more exhaust gas volume than on normal regular fuel. So you need more room on your exhaust side if you want to make good power, because it will restrict it.
Yeah, so the max boost level is 1.2 to 1.3 now, eh?
Yeah.
So, and if you then look also to the efficiency level, I'm not running completely out of the map, but we're going into a range that is, the efficiency is getting lower. So we could run a bigger turbo, of course, but then the spool up time will be also later.
Yeah.
So yeah, for now, for me running on E40, so on 40% ethanol most of the time, I think, is this turbo is perfectly sized for hitting 800 horsepower, I think. So in the end, this is perfect. I can run. Some countries in Europe, so like in France and in Sweden, you can pump, or you can get the E85 from the pump, or a high than 40% level, then the car would make less power, but yeah, it's still a lot. So,
you can always mix it with regular fuel then.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, so I have the most benefit I will get from this is I can pour in every fuel I want and still have a safe tune, and that was my end goal with this.
Yeah.
So So thanks for watching. Very nice result. Thanks to Daniel from techsolutions. So if you want to have some information or tuning, for example in the Netherlands or in Germany, or you are in the range, you have to give him a call.
Yeah.
I will put a link below the video. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.